Hello, my name is Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. And we just got back from the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas at the ISS Inside Self-Storage Convention, and I thoroughly enjoyed connecting with many of you there at the booth that I had and in many of the classes. And there seemed to be two questions on everyone's mind there, regardless of whether you were attending or whether you were presenting. But the questions were, how long can this self-storage expansion last, and is there a self-storage bubble being created right now? I heard those questions directly and in various ways, and everybody seemed to be asking those questions, and there was a lot of data presented. Now, depending on whether you're fundamentally a pessimistic kind of person or an optimistic kind of person, you walked away from that convention with two different views of the current state of the self-storage industry. If you're a pessimist, what you walked away with, yes, there's a lot of data to support that we're being overbuilt right now and that the bubble's around the corner. If you're an optimist, you could take the same data and say something like, we've got a number of years now left to ride on this expansion, and there will be a slowing down, but it's in the future, probably 3 years away, 2 to 3 years away. So depending on how your view of the world, I saw people look at the same data and come up with those two conclusions together. Here's something that most people did agree on. We are at a very unique position in the evolution of this industry. For the first time in the history of this product, all 5 REITs, and yes, now there are 5 REITs plus U-Haul. Last year a new REIT, NSA, went public, self-storage REIT, so there's 5 REITs. All of them had occupancy rates over 90%. That has never happened in the history of this product. Everyone agrees that occupancy rates are very high. Here are some statistics, though, that I heard, but I heard fairly quietly, and I didn't hear a lot of what these statistics mean. The U.S. population grows about 1% a year. If the U.S. population is expanding at 1% a year, and the average self-storage facility is 65,000 square feet, that would mean there would need to be about 500 self-storage facilities a year coming online just to absorb the expansion of the U.S. population. In my opinion, that's pretty much why after the end of the recession, everybody jumped up to over 90%, because the population grew, and as more people had income to spend, there was pent-up demand for this product. So most existing space and the new space coming online has been absorbed rapidly and at high occupancy rates. Another statistic that I heard from 2 different presenters is that if you use the benchmark in the index of cap rates in relation to the 10-year Treasury bill, it appears as if self-storage, the downward push on the cap rates or the upward spiral of pricing, it appears that we've hit the bottom, like it's not going to go down any lower than it is right now, simply because of the relationship and how on a graph that has leveled out. Now, I could be wrong, but that means to me that prices have kind of hit their peak, and cap rates have kind of gone as low as they're going to get. But ultimately, what's going on nationally is interesting, but when it comes to you getting in or growing your business, it's kind of a backdrop. It really doesn't have much to do with the market that you're in. This product is such a sub-market phenomena that 500 facilities coming online per year doesn't mean much to you if the market that you're in is experiencing negative population growth, or if the market that you're in is experiencing, like the Houston market, growth of 3.5% a year, then you need to be building above what the prorated national average is. This is such a sub-market phenomena. So how the health of the self-storage in a sub-market where you're looking at building or expanding, that is critical data. All this other information that we got is more of a backdrop from which that data is evolving. But that is the good news about self-storage. This is such a sub-market phenomena that you can quantify very accurately the supply demand and get the health of this product in the sub-market that you're looking at. Always get those feasibility reports. But here's my takeaway. So I'm going to look into the future right now for the next few years. Here is my takeaway of what all of this data means for us as the small investor. So I think that we have about another 2 to 3 years of expansion of this product nationally, and a lot of product being sold, resold, and new product coming online. I think in about 3 years you're going to see a slowing down of the economy. I don't think you're going to have a cataclysmic event like you did in 2008, but I think the economy is going to be slowing down. 3 years from now, I am not going to be caught with a lot of unleased square footage from new construction out there. What I don't want to do is be caught in a slowdown at 25% occupancy and in the middle of lease up in a number of facilities. So we're going to gear our acquisitions towards that unless something fundamentally changes that changes our opinion of it. As we look at our sub-markets, I do not think, I could be wrong, but I do not think this 90+% occupancy rate is going to last. In 2015, there were 500 new facilities that came online. In 2016, we have 600 new facilities that are estimated to come online. By 2017, it's projected that there could be as much as 900 new facilities coming online. So what does that mean? As I look at our feasibility reports, what this means for us is that if I see a market that has, let's say, 20,000 square feet or 25,000 square feet or less of potential demand and not a very high barrier of entry into that sub-market, I'm probably now going to pass on that, because what I don't want is to be in a market in 3 years where it's easy for a lot of competitors to come in and knock everyone's occupancy rate down. Because I know, and you know, not everyone gets a feasibility report. Some people just slap up self-storage and then you're competing against that, and I'm not going to be in a market or get caught in a market where that happens. So I'm looking for higher demand than I used to need, and I'm looking for a higher barrier of entry into the sub-market than I used to need. That's my takeaway from all of the data that I saw. But here's the thing. All of us saw the exact same data. That's the beauty of this business. If, as an entrepreneur, we are 100% responsible for our futures. We're not victims of the market or victims of the economy. In fact, if you're an entrepreneur and growing a business, you can't be a victim. You have to be accountable for everything. And here's what we all know. Markets go up, markets go down. This product is going to last through up markets. This product's going to last through down markets. We just need, as business owners, to think strategically and position ourselves so that we can handle whatever the market may throw at us. That's what someone who is 100% responsible for their business does. So the ultimate takeaway for you as a business owner is go to these conventions, read up, study on this industry and find out more data specifically about your market, and then make strategic, educated decisions. That's the fun of this. It's a game, it's a big game, but it's a game worth playing. Learn the rules and have fun playing it. So, that's my takeaway. What's your takeaway? And it still leaves the question, are you basically an optimistic person Or are you basically a pessimistic person? If you're forming a team and you're an optimistic person, make sure you have a pessimistic person on your team. And if you're pessimistic, make sure you have an optimistic person on your team. We all need to balance each other out. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer, which is a phenomenal financial analysis tool for analyzing cash flows of self-storage facilities. We use these when we're acquiring, and it helps us figure out what we can pay, and we use these when we're expanding or building from ground up because it helps us project what our cash flows are going to be in the future. selfstorageanalyzer.com. Find out more about it. creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com. Go there, watch these weekly updates, and I will see you later.